I mean, you always do.
You never know how to respond to your compliment.
I don't get it. You take the compliment.
Okay, so
And you give one back.
so Andres the only
I'll
person
figure one out. There's just so many.
not here.
That's
Is it
one
equal to
itself.
C or L?
Exactly.
This
No, N part equal to C or L?
Yes.
is equal to L.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You have four.
Why do you L and C are so similar?
You can see from it a little bit.
Like you can curve it a bit. There we go.
Okay, so
Gee.
we're gonna come back to talk about squeeze theorem, but today, in order to find this limit, you really need a squeeze theorem to find it. But the geometry is kind of hard to explain, so I'm not gonna bother. However, I'm gonna ask you to graph this function on your decimals, and you graph sine of x over x, and you see that the graph of this function is gonna be something like this. But there's an open circle right here. Okay.
Oh, I think I grabbed that last night.
Okay, so if you graph this function, that's gonna have a function of the answer of 1 here. And if you graph this function, it's gonna go to, this one looks like almost like a sine graph in a way. So can you guys go look up the graph, see if I graph right? So it's going to go to 0. So lemma x approaches 0, sine of x over x is equal to 1. And lemma x approaches 0, 1 minus cosine of x over x is equal to 0. Now this is something that you kind of have to memorize. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to memorize this. Now yesterday, I want you to fill in on yesterday's notes. So go back to yesterday's notes. When we talked about do math, right? So the first one is what? Cancel factor. Second one is what? Conjugate. Third one is what?
Combined fraction.
Combine fraction. What is the fourth one?
Squeeze it.
I didn't write it. Write down L'Hopital rule.
L hop.
So one is a cancel factor, right? And two is, so when you got 0 over 0, you got all those choices. Cancel factor, you got conjugate. And the third thing is we talked about combined fraction, which is the one on the right. And the fourth one, which is a very, very important one, but we're not going to learn until later, it's called L'Hopital rule.
Oh, repeat that.
Yes, it's in French.
Yeah.
Or people say El Hospital. Either one is okay. I think AP exam actually pronounced it El Hospital, but it should be pronounced El Hospital. Yeah. So this one we're gonna write down, talk about it later, because this one you need to know how to take a derivative before anything else. They are actually most of the problem on AP exam is can be done with L'Hopital rule. It's a lot easier, but right now we're gonna on the test you're gonna focus on first three. Now there are sometimes to use the first three is easier than L'Hopital rule. There are other cases like that, but we can talk to on AP exam we can see this much better. So just make sure including if you want to use different color pen or whatever, that's fine because this is a big topic. This is a whole section by itself. L'Hopital rule. So you need to go back and fill that in. I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, question about that. So this is the limit x approaches 0 of this and this. This is a big one because that can help you find some limits. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take care of the question like this. Oh, by the way, since this is equal to 1, can you also come up with a different one that's equal to 1?
I don't know if it breaks now.
Huh? What'd you say? Yes.
X over sine of x.
X over sine of x. Why? Because of 1, if I invert it, it's still the same thing, right? So can I technically invert this? So technically you can say limit x approaches 0 of x over sine of x is also equal to 1. Okay, so those of you might want to think about, so this is also equal to limit x approaches 0 of x over sine of x is also equal to 1. Although theorem did not say that, but that's also implying that because 1 is 2 over 2. So it doesn't matter I flip the top 2 over 2. flip the other way, doesn't matter. I can flip back, flip top, bottom, doesn't matter. So since they're equal to 1, you can do that. Question about this part. Okay, so we're going to talk about what kind of question we can show up on the exam. So x approaches 0, and the sine of 3x over 5x. But obviously that doesn't look like this, does it? No, because that's at 3x, it's 5x. But I can do some adjustment to this though. What I can do adjustment is, I can look at this question and I can say, oh, okay. This one is typically saying limit x approaches 0 of 1 over 5 times sine of 3x over x. Would you say? That constant, you can take it outside the limit, that's one of the properties that we're talking about. A constant can be outside the limit.
Oh, we did.
So that's going to be sine of 3x over x.
It's a flaw that you can like.
Yeah, you can take it outside of the limit because it's a constant. But if I have a constant outside, I can put it back in as well. So I'm just explaining in simple arithmetic terms. So what I can do is I can multiply outside by a number. And what that number is? Well, we want it to be 3x over 3x. Because 3x over 3x is just look like this, x over x. But it doesn't work with 3x over x here, so we say we can multiply a number. We say that number, we're going to call that 3 over 3. Three over 3. Are we okay here? Now what I want to do is I'm going to just put this 3 inside here to make that 3x over 3x happen. Does this make sense? So I'm going to have purple over green. Right? And then red inside.
What do you do?
Limits. X approaches 0.
So you just multiply the top 3
Oh,
by
I
the
take
the
top
3,
there. Oh.
I multiply it inside, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this becomes sine of 3x over 3x, which is equal to what?
Why do you have to go in on this?
Because you multiply the other 3 on.
I multiplied 3 over 3. 3 over 3 is a special number, right? What is 3 over 3? 1. So do I change this limit? If I multiply everything by 1, do I change this value? We know that since 4th grade, right? We'll do common denominator. And then we say we can multiply by 3 over 3, 2 over 2 here, and we can combine the fractions.
So you.
That's
Because
Can you like
3
start over
times
again?
3 is
No,
9.
I just don't get this part. How did you?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
No, hold up.
To the inside instead.
It's not magic, okay?
You
So
broke them out.
taking out is okay, right? Taking out 1 over 5 is okay, right?
Yeah.
I can multiply 3 over 3. I'm not changing anything. The reason why I want this one to be 3x.
Oh, so you're multiplying 3 on the top of 1 over 5, but 3 on the bottom of sine.
No, I multiply this whole thing by 3 over 3 because I want this to be 3. So what happened is I'm going to keep this one outside. See that color code? 3? It's purple, right? Only this 3 is going inside.
Okay, so
So
it's
that's going to be sine of 3x over 3x.
But you can't do
Which is
that.
looks like
Oh, you can
this.
apparently. You can.
Apparently
mystery
there's
has
no
no
way.
mechanical.
Exactly, there's a way.
This is
How is that legal?
How is that
That's broken
legal?
out. You can't do that.
Nicole, it's just math.
Yes.
What's
How
that
do
one
you
be
know when to
located?
do that?
Well, what I want to end goal is this variable. Remember, x variable. And this has to be the same. So 3x, 3x. In order to make this sin x, x. Can I say that, oh, include, I'm going to add one more variable on yesterday's list. U is also a variable. So we can say u is equal to 3x. And we want this is 3x as well. So you can say u over u. If it's sin u over u, the same thing sin x over x. Long as they are the same exact thing, then it's qualified. Then what I'm going to do is I multiply 3 over 3 outside. Why do I want to have 3 over 3? Because essentially I only want to distribute the 1 over 3 inside and keep the 3 outside. So it'll be 3 over 5. 3 times 1 over 5 is 3 over 5. This 3 is going to go inside, so it's going to be sine 3x over 3x. So this part is known as like this. So therefore it's going to be 3 over 5 times 1, that's equal to 3 over 5.
Oh yeah, because
Now, how you're not gonna get credit? This is what some student did last year. Okay? They say, oh yeah, that makes much easy. Oh, that's easy.
What do
No,
got?
you're not gonna get credit that
What did
way.
the grandma was taught? Did
You're not gonna.
Wow.
Don't laugh. You might do this.
I probably will.
Yeah. Don't laugh. You do this, I'm not gonna give you credit.
But they got the answer right.
Does it not work out in all those?
It doesn't work out that way. No. The x and x doesn't count. This 3x is within the
It's a
sign.
composite.
It's the argument for the sign, but this does not cancel out. No, you cannot do that.
Give us another problem.
I have a question.
Yes,
I like
of course.
this actually.
Cool, I saw my life.
We're gonna give you a lot of problems.
But he
He did
broke
break.
I did not broke math.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
I broke the math that you know.
It just is what it is.
Damn, that's deep.
Okay, Mr. Yeah, can you like explain the reason why
No.
that's legal?
No, it's
I will not
Why
listen
do you
to
do that?
you.
Because like I see what he did. I just don't know why. I don't know why.
3 over 3.
Okay, but this
But it's just, I guess
both sides are technically the same number?
I know he did.
Oh.
Because otherwise you can't do that. You just can't.
Theoretically, it's
Can't do that.
Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna give you another question. Okay, so the next question says limit x approach to 0. I'm gonna give you one like this. This one's a good test question. Is sine squared 3x
So you just choose and pick which one's ours.
so you, just like this.
I can take
Oh,
out
what is it?
sine squared 3x over
Oh,
x squared.
limit. Wait, sine squared?
Is this a good test question?
Sine squared.
And so let's see if you can have some. I like this question because that canceling thing doesn't really work here.
Does it?
You don't.
No, I thought of that.
Like the actual answer is just a 1.
Okay, so is that what you said?
Can I just pull sign out in a fraction? Is that legal? I don't know what's right and wrong anymore.
Well, you can take out the 1. Wait. You can take out the
But I don't-
1.
I don't know, I was just thinking that.
That's broken mouth, you broke mouth there, so.
It's okay, you
Is
can
it
break
possible to
that.
take out
You can just take out x, right?
I have a feeling like you guys gonna break a lot of math.
You broke mouth there, and you want to explain how, so.
What you
He
guys
just
explain
did.
now?
No, I feel like.
Good afternoon, Cyber Street
No,
Bears.
it's not a good afternoon.
Announcements.
It's a great afternoon, it's Wednesday.
Boys interest meeting for boys soccer on Thursday, August 29th. That's tomorrow at 8107.
Come on, figure it out, hurry up.
I feel like it's wrong though, like I did something, but I feel like.
What's your answer?
You know what?
Just fun.
Separated and then make sine.
In 8.
I did
Ended up getting
so.
1
Next,
over
are you
x.
interested in the task community service volunteer hours? Do you want to be
Well,
a
you
leader
already
in your
said
community and
that.
get involved? Then come to Yale interest meeting on Friday, September 6th at 2:30 in the Teams room. So if you need any questions about leadership over
Anthony, what you got?
see the heat.
What you got?
6217.
Is it 3 over
Anthony,
4?
Jonathan, what do you guys
You did
got?
this. I don't know.
Tomorrow, Thursday, 29th.
What?
We factor out 3 over 1.
8-1 away. You got the.
You cannot take out 3.
Why not?
Oh, that's what I did.
I did not do that last time.
That's
You what?
what I thought. That's what I
You just take out
thought.
the square. You take out the
Okay, what's the last question?
Is it 3 over x?
Mister, I
Last
think I
question
got some.
was sine 3x over 5x.
You can't take out a variable.
Okay, sine of what?
3x
Over 5x.
over 5x.
But he took out
Right,
one.
I take out a 5 because a 5 is not within the sine function. 3x is within the sine function. I take out a 5, I did not take out a
Can you
3.
take out a variable?
No, you cannot take out
Then
variable.
what the heck?
Only the constant.
It's just one thing, I don't care.
Can't you just split them both into sine squared 3x over x?
Does it
3x
equal
over
3?
x, right?
Does it equal 3?
Are we okay?
Okay, let's try it.
I multiply this by what? 3 over 3, right? Now I can move the 3 inside. Remember, constant can go in and out. But not this constant, because this constant is within the sine function.
Okay.
Does it make sense? So I'm gonna take this inside here.
Announcements, everybody have a.
So it's still 3 over 5 in front, right?
3 over 1.
I got 3.
And the sine of 3x over 3x, right? So this part is equal to 1, so therefore
Did
that's.
you do this?
Now, guys, not this hard. Limit x approaches 0 of
I use my
sine
same
of
thing.
3x over x times sine of 3x over x. How many guys did that?
I did that.
Okay, good. So what do I need to do? I need 3 over 3. And I multiply by 3 over 3, right?
Yes.
So what happened is I'm moving this to here.
Family.
I'm moving this to here because they can go in and out. So the answer is gonna be 9, right? Limit of, 9,
9 times
limit
1 over
x approaches 0 of sine of 3x over 3x times sine of 3x over 3x, which is, this one is 1, this one is also 1, so it'll be 9 times 1 times 1 is equal to 9. Don't break any math today. I have a feeling you guys are gonna break all sorts of math,
I broke
but
it.
you have to understand, this 3x is within the sine. You might have to deal with this, you might have to splitting, you might have to do all different kind of things. But you have to follow the basic algebraic rule. You cannot break math. If you break math, I can give you credit. I did not break math.
You break math and break your bones.
What if it's
Where are you people?
Because look, I don't even take out a variable.
Mr. Yeah, can I have some of your
It's not
nuts?
taking out the variable, it's separated.
Damn it, you still haven't.
How would you live? Oh, it's still live. It's still live. Say something funny.
Please, can I have some?
You already did say something
You're on
funny.
live. Say
Cannot
something
have my,
funny.
for my birthday, Mr. Yeah. Belated birthday for my birthday.
Here, don't put your hand on it because I
Okay.
don't know where your hand
So
been
You
through.
you give me the nuts.
I give you the nuts. Sounds so awkward.
Thank you.
Can I get some?
You're not birthday. His birthday.
I'm taking water too. I don't care.
Why are you taking?
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna go kick you.
Oh, you better. Oh, shit.
Oh no.
He's safe. Hey, mister, we're still live.
Bye.
Is it raining?
No, it's not. Can you post the homework now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get food and come back.
Okay.
Anthony, I might need your help when you come back.
Sure, yeah. I just need to make sure I got food so I don't starve during first.
By the way, you're still live, Mr.
Oh, so that's for
It
you.
might be you.
Hello, mister.
Who the hell are you guys?
Oh, we're for the fencing club thing.
Oh, fencing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you had to wait for the other kid. Yeah, I do need to talk to you guys, so.
Is Renata gonna be
I fell asleep
fencing?
at Riser's class. I mean, I
Okay.
didn't fall asleep. I was taking a break, like I wanted to. But then like I fell asleep and then like I stood up to like wake myself up. And then
Mister,
literally
you're still
right
live.
after he calls out, he's
Still
like,
live.
Okay.
don't fall asleep in class guys, Kimberly. And I'm like, and then he's like,